All right, YouTube. It is, I don't know what today is, the 9th. July 9th. We're here in the shed. Stop calling it a shop. It's a shed. I'm finding out that it's more and more like a shed as I put more and more stuff in here. I'm having less and less room. So one of the things is that I'm actually setting up the cameras. They're not quite ready yet. We'll get that, all the camera set up so we can get, you know, I've been watching my videos. Yes, I do watch my videos. And they're really shaky. I get it. So we're gonna get these cameras. I got them, I might as well use them, but I need an SD card, even though I've got them running into a control board to control them and all that stuff, and they actually record on a solid state drive over there. They won't turn on unless there's an SD card in there. So I'm gonna get those SD cards in there and get that going and stuff. But we're here in the shop. Today is Friday, so I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time in here. I will get my 2 hours. I've gotten my 2 hours just getting all the camera stuff done. And I will tell you, it is a pain in the butt, but hey, we gotta do a good quality product for you guys. So today is a bad day. Wah, 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 wah. You saw my video from yesterday, miserable fail. And I'm gonna show you that here in a little bit. We're gonna go to the bench. We're gonna have to remove a lot of rivets. I ordered some new rivets that are coming, but most of the rivets that I did yesterday, not the flush rivets, but the domed rivets, they have to be removed. And we're gonna talk about that in a little bit and why they need to be removed. I know a lot of people are like, don't worry about it, it's no big deal. Well, you gotta remember, well, you guys probably don't know this. I don't know if I discussed it with you. There's a reason why I'm building this plane myself. Because if I'm gonna, you know, I wanna make sure it was because of something stupid I did and not something stupid that someone else did. And this way I control the quality. I know a lot of guys, and my camera here is saying, oh, you're running out of battery, so I gotta get it on the battery. A lot of guys, a lot of people will say, it's no big deal. And it would probably pass in a production system or in a production airplane. It will probably pass. There's ways they can buff it out. They can top the rivet. There's different ways that they can do that to fix it. But me, no. It's my airplane. I am responsible for everything that goes into this airplane, including its quality. So I'm gonna show you what I did wrong and how we are going to fix it, and we are going to fix it. It might take several videos. My rivets, to replace the rivets I'm cutting out, will not be coming until next week anyways. So this will be a good time to fix everything, get it back the way it should have been done to begin with, and then I'll show you what I do to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And that includes slowing the heck down, slowing the heck down, and paying attention. This is a mistake that I made because I got in a rush. I was happy, I was excited to do this, and now I have created myself a whole lot of extra work. And so we are going to fix it, and I'm going to walk you through that process. So stay tuned. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and smash like, do whatever, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Leave a comment, I'll get to it and get you moderated. But please remember, no politics, no religion. Better keep it to the airplane. I don't care about your social beliefs or anything like that. You know, it's a free country. Believe the way you want to. It's just, this is not the channel to share those beliefs or your politics or your religious beliefs with us. So that's it. Be well, be safe, and let's get to it, because this plane is not gonna build itself. Actually, if it did, it would probably do a better job than I just did. Have a good one. We'll see you in a bit. All right, YouTube. I don't know if you guys remember, this is the piece that we did yesterday. The rear spar and the rear spar doubler. That wasn't much of a drummer. All right, so if you guys remember, yesterday I saw some things on here that I wanted to ask my IA buddies. And let me get my finger. See those little nicks right there? Those little nicks? Now, most people will just paint over those, right? See them all? See all those mistakes, all those little nicks? Well, guess what? Those rivets need to be replaced. Not because the rivet, now the rivet has a small little smiley face. I don't know, let me see if I can get one in the angle here. See if I can get one with a smile. There's one right there. Gosh, that one didn't have a nick, but it's got a smiley face. See that little smiley face right there? That is caused by the head. It should be perfectly smooth like this. Rivet here. Let me get it out of the frame. See how that doesn't have any imperfections? So that rivet that has a smiley face, that's a defect. And these are major defects. See where the metal has been pushed up or gouged out? Let me tell you why. In the reading, in the manual, in the A&P manual, what happens when you put a gouge or when you gouge metal, you actually induce stress in that metal. So see this little right here? Let's highlight that right there. That gouge induces stress. And so what happens is it's the same reason why you deburr your parts. Any sharp edge, anything that's sharp can possibly, I don't say will, but can possibly induce fractures. So you can get cracks along here, right? Well, this is my tail. This is the main part of my tail, my aircraft tail. This is the main spar. This is the rear spar. And I don't think you want a crack developing, especially across this line here, you know, because it goes through here. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? Could it happen? Will it happen? Who knows? Could it happen? Absolutely. Is it worth it? You know, as you're flying the airplane, knowing that I intentionally, not intentionally, but I have these parts in there. So these all have to be, these rivets have to be removed. Any rivet that has a smiley face has to be removed. It needs to be flat because that induces as well. So a lot of shops, what they'll do, because this is ever so slight, I don't even barely see it, but that little crown right there, most shops would just hit that with a scour, with a pad and do it. But you know what, to be honest with you, I definitely have to take these rivets back out, and then I have to sand that sharpness out. I have to deburr this. I put in burrs. So each one of these I have to go through one by one, take the rivet out, and then re-sand these, and then of course I'm gonna have to reprime these. And any rivet that has a smiley face, like this one here, is huge. So that is huge. I don't mind writing on these because I am going to, like I said, I gotta sand this back down. I gotta get rid of that ledge because that is a weakness. This one actually passed. This one here is bad. So I'm gonna go through here, I'm gonna mark this up, and then I'm gonna grab my my tool to take these rivets out, and I will show you how that tool works. That actually just scratched paint. That's not bad, you know. And then we're going to take each one of these rivets out. So got to do it right, you know. Got to do it right to begin with. This one's really bad, and then so we'll take care of that. I'll get them all marked up, and then I'll show you how you remove these rivets. So stay tuned. I'll be back with you in a minute. All right, we are back. We're sitting here at the bench. Most important, I'm going to show you the tools laid out here on the bench that I'm going to use for this. I'm going to kind of show, but the most important tools that we can use are these right here. There is going to be a lot of aluminum flying and stuff. So we have to please wear your safety glasses. These are mine. They work. They're awesome. I love them. But you have to wear your safety glasses because the amount of aluminum that's going to be coming off of this is gonna, and you do not want to get that in your eyes. It's going to be a lot. You're going to see here in a minute. So what I'll do is I'm going to flip the camera around. iPhone, you can't do it while it's recording, so I have to stop, and then I'm going to flip around, and we're going to go through all the tools that I got laid out here on my bench. All right, so the tools that we need for this operation, I don't need the marker. I've already marked, and as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18 rivets that got to come out. Wah, 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 wah. They all got to come out, but hey, we got to do it right. I've checked these. These are all look good. These are all great. These rivets all have to come out. There's just no question about it. Don't like it and everything. And so the tools that we're going to use are my trusty side cutters. These things are awesome. This is the tool that we're going to use to cut the rivets because they're domed, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I'm going to need some drill bits, and then I'm going to need my punches, of course my pneumatic drill, and the chuck. Pen's already been used and has shown me my really, really horrible work. So as you can see, I've got them all marked out, and so there's no question about what we're going to do. So let me do this. Let me put the camera down, and then I am going to show you the process here, but I got to get some things ready. This is the actual tool that we use. This chucks in, and then see how that comes out, and then this lines up perfectly with the rivet, but I need to find the right head, and then of course then we have to set it, because you only want this depth to be just the depth of the rivet head itself. You don't want to go any deeper than that. You don't want to go into, oh, let me get it here. So when this comes down, we have to adjust this so it's going to be the depth of the head, because you don't want it to go any deeper. The thing here is you're not trying to drill into the rivet or through the rivet and out the back. You're just trying to break this like we did on these rivets yesterday. You're just trying to break its back, I guess, or whatever. And so you just want to, so we got to adjust that, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute as we get this tool set up. So hang loose and I'll be back. All right, so the way this tool works, this is this shaft, and this goes in, and then of course it has a spring, and then the drill bit screws into here, and then you select the right, I don't know, the right guide for the rivets that fit over that, and we'll talk about that here. So I'm just gonna pull on. How do you know the right guide? It shouldn't be loose. See how that's loose? So that's too big. It should not be loose when you go over there. So that is too big. So we're gonna go to the next one. I gotta tell you, that is too small. When that goes over, too small. I can tell you that one is definitely going to be too big. You know what? The one that was in there actually looks like it has the best part. There you go. See, that is just right. That goes right over, and this is the guide. This is what's going to keep that drill bit in line. So, all right, so we have this one and this one, and then we're going to put these back so we don't lose them. And then I will put this device back together and put these back, and I'll put the device back together. All right, let me kind of show you. So this bit screws into here, into this piece here. All right, so that screws into there, and so I'll get that screwed in and I'll come back. So now that that bit is screwed in there, now what we have to do is put the, I don't know, I call this the barrel back on. So I'll just set that over, set this like this, have that spring, and then we will tighten this down. Kind of hard with the camera, but you guys get the idea. So let me get this tightened down, and then I'll be back. All right, so now this is in, the bit's in. As you can see, as you push down, it goes. Now we got to set the depth, and the way we do it is we take this cage here. Like I said, this, we know, we've already determined that this is the one. We then screw this in, and this screws in and out to set your depth. And of course you want to set it with this exposed, and you want it just to be deep enough that you want that bit to come out just deep enough so that when you're going inside that rivet, that's as far down, let me show you, that's as far down as you want to go. So what we have to do is actually roll this out, and then we put that locking washer on there. So let me get that done, and then we'll get it chucked up into the drill, and then we'll continue. All right, so we have this set up, and as you can see, it's just a little bit longer, but it should be more than enough. That's a little bit longer, so I'm going to back it down just a little bit more, and then we're going to get it chucked up, and then we're going to drill these out. And like I said, the way that works is you just do this like that, and then you push down. It's not a exercise of strength or anything. It's just taking your time and letting the drill do the work. All right, so we got it into the drill, and then what we're going to do is just put this over the rivet that we're going to do, and we're just going to drill it out. And like I said, the whole idea is to do that. You're still going to need your punch, and you're going to pop that out. See how easy that came out? Whoa. See how easy that came out? Now, we're going to still continue. Now, when we get done, we're going to take this drill like we did with this one, and we're going to finish it off and then pull it through. So let me get the rest of these done. And as you can see, look at all that aluminum. So let me get the rest of these done, and then we will then go on, we'll switch out our bit, and then we'll drill through a little bit to break it, and then we'll pull it through the backside. So give me a few minutes, and I will be back. And now you know why we wear our glasses, or I'm always telling you should wear your glasses. Look at all of that aluminum and everything, and that's what they look like when they're cut out. And like I said, if I did this right, I should be able to just take this in there and pop that rivet right out, that rivet head right out. See how that works? It's awesome having the right tools for the job. And each one of these will come out. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these all out, and we'll get the vacuum cleaner on this and get this mess cleaned up and everything. So I'll be back. So I wanted to kind of show you these caps. See how well, put one right here. See how well that just barely went into the rivet itself. And that is my understanding. That is how you want it to do it. You know, it's just enough to break it. So I wanted to show you what the ends look like. And these worked out perfectly. I have one stubborn one right here that is not wanting to pop out. So I'm going to have to give this one, oh, there it goes. This side's going to have to give it a little bit of love, but it came right out. So there you go. That is that. And now we're going to get this, like I said, get this vacuumed up, get all these shavings out, and then we are going to pull them through the backside. And then we're going to talk about how we're going to mitigate these edges here. All right, so I want to show you, we got this all cleaned up, and as you can see, nice. There's no reason to countersink these because that tool put a nice dimple in it. So now the next exercise is to take the drill, my trusty drill, and we are going to drill this out ever so slowly. And there you go. And then we're going to do this one. All right. So as you guys see how we're doing it. So we're going to get them drilled out, and then I will come back and then we'll pull them out through the back. All right. So we got them all drilled out and everything. Now what we're going to do is turn it over. And this is the moment of truth. We are going to then use our little cutters here and pull each one of those rivets out, just like that. All right. Now the idea is you don't want to enlarge that hole. We didn't try to recut that hole. You still want it to be, the same diameter. So the goal wasn't to cut this hole out, it was just to cut the rivet out. And as you can see, when you do that, these things come out really easy. So all right, so I'm going to finish pulling these out, and then we're going to talk about how we're going to fix the cuts into the piece of metal itself. All right, so I took the die grinder. There are some areas which are still a little bit deep, so I have to get a little bit more aggressive. So I'm going to pull out the sandpaper, and we're going to sand these down. The rule of thumb is, you know, obviously you want to take as little at least as possible. But if you reduce this metal by more than, I would say 10%, you're going to have to replace it. These are in there I mean, you really can't feel them anymore when you run your fingers over them like you did before, but I'm still going to cut them out of there. And then, of course, I'm going to, because I run this die cutter over these holes, you're going to develop a small edge here on the holes. So I'm going to also re-deburr these as well. So let me change out the die grinder, put a little bit more aggressive in there, and we're going to get those out. All right, so we got something a little bit more aggressive than the Scotch Brad. I mean, I don't think we're going to need much more, but we're going to hit this with it, just, you know, boom, boom, real quick. We're not trying to remove a lot of metal. We're just trying to get rid of that edge. And to be honest with you, I could probably just paint that. You would never know it was there because I'm running my nail over it. It's got a slight catch, so we'll knock it down, but I think this should take care of it. Wanted to kind of show you, see, as I knock those down, you can see how prominent they are now that I take the thing. And as you can see here, there's one little one right there, but I'm not going to sweat that. This one came out real good. Let's see how prominent those are. So we're going to hit those and that one as well. All right, so there you go. Got the back done. Got those scratches out. These weren't that deep. I mean, I probably didn't need to get that one right there. I just noticed. I'll get that one with the hand one. And then got these done. As you can see, there is no moons on those, so we will now proceed. Oh, got one right there, so I'll take that down a little bit more, and then we will get this ready. We'll get it taped off, and we'll get a coat of paint on it. All right, there we go. Everything has been mitigated. No more pits, no more whatever. So we'll not whatever. So we'll get this cleaned up and everything, and then we will shoot to get it taped up, and then we will reprime it, and then we'll call it a night. All right, here we go. Change of plan. It looks like I made a decision. I'm gonna have to repaint this, and I got it all cleaned off. And the problem is I don't want some of the rivets to be there, some not. So if I know I'm gonna repaint it, I might as well go ahead and set the rivets in here now, reset them, and then so I've got enough to finish that job. So I'll go ahead and get these reset, and then I will paint it. Now, one of the things that I'm gonna do a little bit differently, let me get this unplugged, is I was told to take 3 or 4 pieces of blue tape and put it on here, and that will keep these from getting marred, and then go slow. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these rivets put back into place, and then I am going to then repaint the whole piece all at once, so that way everything is done. I am a little disappointed. I used the acetone on this, and it took this paint right off. Well, not right off, but most of it took off. So a little disappointed in that it didn't hold up to the acetone. So I don't know how it's going to hold up to other chemicals. Obviously, this is a tail, no fuel or anything. I'm not worried about that, but I'm a little disappointed in the fact that it didn't hold up to the acetone and everything. So it took it right off. All right, so let me go ahead. Well, I didn't take it right off, but some of it you can see. So I'm gonna redo all that. So, all right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, there you go. It is back. No smileys, no crevices in the metal. Everything looks really good. Now I'm gonna prep this again, and I'm gonna reshoot it with some primer. Check the back sides. Everything looks good. Everything is where it should be dimensionally. We took the calipers to it. It's a little over squeezed from yesterday, but not that much. So everything is where it was 9. It's just shy. So I checked each one of these, and they are squeezed, and they are definitely within the 1.16 and 0.21 is the min and max. I also cleaned that. So now what we're going to do is reshoot this with some primer, and we'll call it a night. All right, so we got it reshot with the primer, looking really good. Sitting on the bench, letting it dry, but man, slow down, take your time, don't be in a rush. But that's actually a paint run. But all of those look really good. And then of course we painted the backside as well, and I am really happy. I was nervous about doing this repair, but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did. I can tell you, I would have been more nervous if I didn't do the repair. So I would have to say that this is a win. This is why I'm building my aircraft. My own aircraft is because of the safety factor, and the last thing I want to do is start out with poor craftsmanship and everything. So this is outstanding. I'm really happy with this, the way this turned out. Tomorrow we're gonna get in here, and actually I gotta clean the shop. It is a mess in here, so I'm gonna get this shop cleaned up and everything. And customer service is just incredible. But if you have a question, leave it in the post, in a comment. I'll try to get an answer to it. But you know, if you don't feel right about something, or if it doesn't look right and everything, it's not, look, you're going to be spending the next 2 years of your life at the minimum building this airplane. What's a few more hours? You know, that's just a few more hours. It's no big deal. Make it right. Do the right thing. Because remember, your life and someone else's life is depending on that. And so it's always do the right thing. Take care. Good night.